Good morning. Oh no, I'm French. Oh, what a beautiful day. I spend this beautiful day medieval girl. Go to work. I've been working at Bosworth battlefield now for, I don't know, a year and a half, and it is the best job I've ever had in my life. So today I've got 2 walks to do with year 5s, 6s, 4, 5s and 6. So I've got to figure out how to adapt my teaching style for younger kids and what information I tell them, because it is a battle where about 1,000 people died, so I need to put a Lily version of it on. I'm just realising how unfit I am. I'm panting this far.
I've been obsessed with
well.
Bosworth Battlefield since I can remember. My mum used to take me and my sister for walks along here, and I was so convinced that I was going to find the dead king's crown. That's what we heard. I had picked up one sentence of Richard III losing his crown. Look, don't worry about it. It got found again, but thanks to Oliver Cromwell, it got melted down. Anyway, that's another discussion. And it really lit up my brain of all this fantastical storylines that I would somehow find a dimension to go back in time, and I would save the dead king. And yeah, okay, let's go to work, shall we? Yes.
Just walking into work now. The best of kids have just arrived, and it's such a gorgeous day. So I've got some weapons ready. I'm gonna get some more. I'm all ready, darlings. I have the best job. I have the best job. I have the best job. Oh God. Time to get some more weapons. Okay, got my kit ready. Stand here, and I'm going to wait. I'll let you know how the walk goes afterwards. See you in a bit. Just finished my walk. It was very good. The kids were awesome. Now I'm going to have a break, but maybe a quick look around the museum. And I'll show you what's inside. They come in. Time for my next walk. Let's go. Okay, I just finished. Got out my medieval dress into my uniform, and I am absolutely cream crackered. My lungs are burning. It seems like there's only one volume that children are able to pay attention to, and that is fucking loud. So I've got my bagels that I had for lunch. It's my uniform, and I've bought some goodies, some cards, so I can write you some letters when I get home. So first, let's go around the museum. So the entire Battle of Bosworth revolves around these 2 dudes. These are our guys. We've got Richard III, Henry Tudor. I'm so sorry. It's all for work. Richard III versus Henry Tudor. Now, Richard III, House York. I'm going to be very quickly about this to wrap it up for you. He's been hated for 500 years, found beneath a car park in 2012. He's thought to be a villain, a monster. Because this guy said so, didn't you, naughty chap? Now the thing is, with our guy Richard, it was all a bit complicated. It's about taking care of the country to him. His brother and his dad had already given up everything for the country, and they were both dead. He had no one else. This guy is coming over to the country to become king. He's coming to take the throne from this guy. But that's not what I find interesting about the Battle of Bosworth. The most interesting thing I find about it is this person on a human level, about the moments of betrayal he would have felt at the last moment, because that's why the Battle of Bosworth is fascinating to many people. It's because people expected Richard to win. Not this guy. The road to Bosworth. Oh, look at that here. And you see, we are here. Okay? It's my favourite place. This is the area which I'm going to be mooring in. This is Atherstone. And, yeah, well, let's go on, shall we?
Now, if you ask me whose side I'm on, Henry Tudor or Richard III, it's quite difficult to say. Both had good and bad qualities. I like the fact that Henry Tudor, it must have taken him a lot of courage to do what he did. He didn't have as much experience in battle as Richard III did, but I think that takes a lot of courage to go against those sort of odds. At the same time, Richard III, his existence had been shrouded in so much hatred and false stories that were fabricated because of Henry VII. He had to make sure that people thought that Richard was a monster. And this is kind of in link to the story of the two princes in the tower. Richard III was accused of killing his two nephews. We'll never know. Hopefully we'll find out with DNA tests on the bones that are in Westminster right now. But, you know, time is money, children. All in all, I love this place so much. It's the best place I've ever worked at, and the history behind it all is fantastic. In the end, the Stanleys, who were supposed to be lending their army to Richard to fight for him against Henry Tudor, would end up betraying him, and that would end up being one of the main contributions to Richard's downfall. There's a lot to unpack in all of this. There are lots of reasons, lots of history, lots of background about Henry Tudor and Richard III, and they're not the only ones with a great story. We've got Elizabeth of York, Margaret Beaufort, and so many other people. As well as sharing boat life, I'm super excited to share more about what I do here at the museum and the story behind the Battle of Bosworth. It is dead good luck.
Here are some of our archaeological finds. These are my favourite.
If anyone's interested about Richard III and the discovery of his body, I really recommend watching King in the Car Park. It's amazing.
Richard III's body would be discovered in 2012, buried beneath a car park for 500 years. He was discovered by a woman called Philippa Langley, who led her own exploration into discovering the lost King of England. Richard was the last king in our history to die in battle. It was said that Richard, after battle, he was stripped of his clothes, thrown over a horse and taken to Leicester to show the people that he was indeed dead. The monks were allowed to have a very quick burial, and they buried him in a shallow grave. And unfortunately, a development later on, over the hundreds of years past, had his feet chopped off accidentally, but I'm sure that he didn't mind. And as we can see here, we can see that he did have curvature of the spine, but it wouldn't have stopped him from doing anything. You wouldn't have even seen it. So this entire Shakespearean hunchback thing, not a thing. Poor babes. Okay, it's our home time. Time to get back to the boat.
For me, I feel like the medieval era is the closest you can get to magic. Lords and ladies and knights and swords and shields and longbows and these battles for the throne and for the crown, whilst the peasants just struggle to make ends meet, believing in myths and legends and fairies down the bottom of the garden and having this utter faith in this deity in the sky. It all just feels very fantastical, and maybe I'm more interested to it because it feels so divided to how we live our lives now. We take a lot of things for granted. We're able to buy our food in the supermarkets, and we have the use of technology. Whereas I feel like in the medieval period, there was a lot of trauma, a lot of strife, and I feel like you had to be very grateful for each day that came. Of course, I'm romanticising the era, but what's a fantasy writer supposed to do? I think it's time to get home, have a glass of wine, and do some writing. I am shattered and I would like a glass of wine.
No. I've been living in the medieval ages. It's time to go back to the Victorian era. Oh, hooray. Being a strong, independent woman. Well, I suppose it's better than having someone has asked me what's for dinner. What's for dinner, Elizabeth? I don't know. Half a pork pie. Yeah.
Oh?
Come on. Ha! So listen, the best thing in my life has happened to me, darlings. A wine company sent me some. Well, wine, of course. Look, I don't do promos or anything like that. I don't like to do sponsor stuff. This isn't sponsored. They basically sent me this wine. Said if you like it, give a review and give your watchers a little discount code if they like it. And I really like honesty like that. But tonight I am sampling Custoza Superior. What? I don't know how you pronounce it. And basically, the people that sent me a selection of wine is from a company called Naked Wines. Basically, you pay them some money and they send you an assortment from different vineyards. Shall we give it a go? So anyway, but Elizabeth, does it taste good? Well, it's a great colour. It looks wet. It's a gourmet wine which is perfect with many dishes, making it unique and smart tipple. Drink now or save it up to 10 years. I will drink it now. Who saves the wine for 10 years? I'm so impatient, babes. Anyway, come on. Get it down, yeah. Do you like my dressing gown? Mm-hmm. It smells nice. I like it. I'll drink it. I'll have it. And here we have it in all of her glory. I'll also be testing this one. Not tonight, you cheeky sods. And I'll be testing this one. Oh, Chablis. I do also want to make it very clear once again that I will never promote something that I won't use myself or like. In the past, I've been given, I think I got given a power battery bank and I didn't review it for 6 months and they got quite irate with me. But I was like, I need to see how it works. So I'm not going to promote it unless I see how it works in my daily life. And yeah, it was good. And then after 6 months, it broke. Well, I wouldn't kick you out of bed if you show me a bottle like this. So to me, it's a success. All right. All right. Leela went on holiday. She would like to say thank you for watching our video. See you next time.